Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy SBX with another video. I'm gonna talk about why kids these days don't play with toys, or better yet, why our kids these days are not active enough. Now, when I was a kid, I can admit I wasn't always that active too, but there are some days that I would be active. Like, I remember I did play outside. I remember when I used to have a golden retriever dog, and we play outside, or depends on the weather. You know, if it's summertime, we play outside. If it's like the winter time, if it's snowing, play outside at the snow, or go to like any type of, like for example, go to a friend's house and play outside or whatever. Interact with the other kids. But for me, during those days, I remember I couldn't play with the kids in my neighborhood because some of these kids were fucking crazy. So, you know, I played by myself most of the times, and either it would be just me and my dog, or just me doing what I want to do. But it'll be times that you don't want to go outside, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s. You know, some parts of the New York was really bad that it's not good to play outside because, you know, sometimes, I'm not saying it happens to me, but sometimes, you know, people act crazy, start fights, shootouts, whatever. So it's understandable if you live in a hood and growing up as a kid, and you might see people getting shot, killed, whatever. Nobody want to be around that environment. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, when I was a kid, you know, we used to play with toys. We used to go outside, go to the park, you know, play with the swings, play with the jungle gym, climb the monkey bars, things of that sort. But the way how this look, I haven't really paid attention to what kids are doing these days, because I'm not a kid anymore. I love to do things like I used to do when I was a kid. I'm a little childish at a certain degree, you know, being youthful basically. But my thing is, I don't see kids going outside much, playing outside. I don't see kids going to play with their toys anymore. I don't see, like I said, when I was a kid, we used to play with remote control cars, play with action figures, play water guns, things of that sort, play board games. Nowadays, kids don't do these things anymore. All they do is they so stuck on their fucking tablets, or they're using their iPhone from their parents, playing games on there. And I feel like that's really unhealthy for the kids for this generation. I'm not saying that they can't play with their iPhones or their tablets. And it's good that they're enhancing their skills on technology, but why can't they just be kids, you know? Like I said, I don't see no kids. I don't even see my niece playing with any toys at all. I don't even remember if I think she has like My Little Pony or something like that, but I don't pay attention to her playing games. You know, she likes to come to me a lot, and we'll play a tablet game, or the closest we'll do is color something from the coloring book. But not once have I ever even remember or even seen my little niece playing a toy. But when I'm not around, I heard that she's active, and well, that's good. But when I'm around kids, when I'm seeing little kids, even with me babysitting a 3-year-old, I've seen him he'll play with his toys, which is cool. But when I have seen him on my laptop, and my laptop, it has like a flip tablet. He's more into the tablet than he plays with my games. See, what I'm trying to say is that the tablet controls so much on kids' minds, and they like to play and watch things on the tablet than play their game, their toys, play a game, do, stuff like that. But I'm sure that there are some kids who do like to play child games, and rather they like to play tag or hide and seek and stuff like that. I'm sure that some kids do it, but I I may say this is because I'm barely around children, but usually, like, even when I was a teenager, I would know when kids are outside playing, chilling, doing kid things. But when I got to the point where I'm in my 20s, almost at my late 20s, I don't see kids playing outside anymore. I don't see kids playing in the snow. I don't see kids playing at the park, swinging, sliding the slides, or play with the monkey bars or anything like that. The only thing that I see kids doing these days is, like, when they come home from school, they go back inside, go on their tablet, play a video game, and that's it. Hell, when we was kids, we watched cartoons, play video games, but then we played with our toys. It was like there was always a schedule of things that we do. Like, okay, when we come home from school, we gotta make sure either we do our homework now or do our homework later. Like, we can watch like 2 or 3 hours of cartoons, then we'll play outside, play with our toys, play our little video game, watch some Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or Disney or whatever, and then afterwards, bedtime. And then the weekends, we'll watch some Saturday morning cartoons, and after that, we'll play outside for a little bit, then we play our toys inside, watch little cartoons, and then eat a snack or whatever, and then Sunday, and then repeat, and that's all. But again, I'm not a father. I don't have no kids. I have a niece, but at times I don't see her as much. But what I see really is just that I see her in that tablet. I see her with an iPhone, or better yet, with other kids. They have their own phones. They could be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. Let's go younger than that, like 5, 6, 7, 8. Stuff like that. These kids are more hooked on technology than ever, than us. The closest thing we like to play and look like a tablet was the hooked on phonics machine shit, and that's how we had to learn our ABCs, our 1, 2, 3s, our math, the continents of the world, and stuff like that. But everything is so digitalized, and I can see why Toys R Us is running off. I can see why Toys R Us is out of business. It's because it's just not just because of their ethnics. It's just that the way I see it is that kids don't play with these toys. I'm sure that there are some that are, but the vast majority these days, I don't see kids playing with any toys. I don't see them playing any type of action figures or anything. Like I said, I'm not around kids, but when I do see kids, I don't see them with no toys. I don't see them, like, when you were a kid, you would not in your right mind leave home without any of your favorite toys or your Game Boy or whatever. You know, we started out playing with handheld video games. Now, kids in this generation, like, they stick to their tablets. From my generation, it was either a Game Boy or a Tamagotchi. Now, the kids have their tablets or their cell phones. Back then, we couldn't own no cell phones. I didn't get a cell phone until I was fucking 16 years old. So, my thing is, these kids these days are trying to do the same things like the teenagers or people who are adolescents or adults are doing. We're so hooked on technology. And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm guilty with it too, because I love using my laptop. I love using my phone. I like playing video games. And society, when it comes to technology, it's ruining our social skills. It's ruining our ways of interacting with the real world. I admit that. I've been through that situation before too. But the difference is between me and them is that I don't mind to interact people with in the outside world. Some kids these days don't know how to. Some people don't know how to. That's why people these days don't bother talking on the phone anymore. Everybody wants to be texting each other or video chatting with people. I mean, video chatting is cool too, but when it comes to like introverted people, I mean, most of the times the only people I've ever clicked with these days are just people who are just not no phone person or anything like that. But that's a different subject. But the way how things look nowadays with kids, they're mimicking what our bullshit. They're mimicking, like I said, kids' minds are like a sponge. They will mimic whatever looks right, or whatever the case may be. What is the phenomenon? What's going on with today's generation? They'll follow up to it. You know? So, like I said, you don't see kids these days. I don't even see no kids playing outside. You don't see kids playing with toys anymore. Maybe if they're like toddlers, or maybe kids who are like maybe a baby, like 1 or 2 years old or whatever. Like I said, toddlers or kindergartners or whatever. Okay, they're playing with toys, but not kids who are like I said, when I reached out to between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kids. They're not playing with toys. I mean, I don't expect kids who are 13 to still play with toys, or 12-year-olds are playing with toys. I mean, 12 is like the age where, you know what? Or 11 years old, in fact, it's like the age where you grow out of playing toys. That's understandable. But to me, the kids these days will never have a childhood like you and I had. The people who grew up around the old generation. Like, it depends on what generation you come from. You know, but compared to a 90s baby, that it's just like we're like the last of the Mohegans. But actually the millennials, like the 2000 babies or whatever, they're kind of like, I think, the last Mohegans of their childhood. But what I'm trying to say really is that the 90s, I feel like we were more of the last Mohegans of child generation of things, because we had a lot going on. We had so much games and toys, and we were more active of doing things than the 2000s babies, you know, the future millennials. So that's all I can really say about that. So anyways though, folks, leave your comments on the comment section below what you think about this topic, and subscribe to the channel, you dig? Until then, folks, SBS gonna wrap this shit up. Thanks for watching. Peace out.